Sometimes there isn't a reason for why things happen. They just happen. You see, the NBA has its own March Madness. There's no clear reason why we see some of the greatest performances in NBA history in March, but we do. So let's look at some of the best NBA performances in the month of March, starting with this guy, who on March 2nd, 1962, dropped 100 points in a game. What made this performance so dominant was the three-point line. There was no three-point line in 1962. This guy, this guy, was just out there absolutely getting buckets. This impossible 100-point game happened when Wilt Chamberlain was playing for the Philadelphia Warriors versus the New York Knicks. He had 23 in the first quarter, 18 in the second quarter, 28 in the third quarter, and 31 in the fourth quarter. So in reality, Wilt Chamberlain was the birth of March Madness in the NBA. And no, obviously I don't mean the single elimination hype of March Madness, because we don't get that in the NBA. Instead, I mean that we see some of the craziest things happen in the month of March. I mean, let's just take this year, for example. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Bam Adebayo scored 83 points just a few weeks ago. What do you know? In March. And then 9 days later, Luka Doncic scored 60 points against the Miami Heat. Again, in March. To put that in context, Bam's game and Luka's game are the top 2 scoring performances of the entire season, and both of them happened in the month of March. Even last season, Nikola Jokic scored 61 points against the Timberwolves on April 1st. That is the closest you can get to March without it actually being March. And then if we go back to 21-22 season, we have 6 of the top 9 performances being in the month of March, with Kyrie Irving dropping 60 points, Kat 60 points, LeBron 56 points, Jason Tatum 54 points, Kevin Durant 53 points, and Saddiq Bey of all people 51 points. The fact that Saddiq Bey of all people scored 51 points is one of the most important points of this video, because that's what makes March Madness what it is. It's the unexpected. So how exactly did Saddiq Bey, who averaged 16 points per game that season, score 51 points in a game? Well, these were the people starting around him: Marvin Bagley III, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, and Corey Joseph. Simply put, he had to score, or the 1951 Pistons had no chance of winning. But you might say that Saddiq Bey's 51-point game was an anomaly. So let's look at Bam Adebayo. Bam's career high prior to his 83-point game was 41. That's not even half of 83. In fact, I would argue that Saddiq Bey's 51-point game is as random as Bam Adebayo's 83-point game. But what are some of the other historic performances in March? Did you know that Michael Jordan, possibly the greatest player of all time, scored 69 points, his career high, on March 28, 1990? What's crazy about this is Michael Jordan is a playoff riser. He's one of the best players to ever walk this planet. And yet his career high was in a random game in March? Granted, this was an overtime game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but Michael Jordan played over 50 minutes. He also shot 23 per 37 from the field, and he had 18 rebounds and 6 assists. So for this random performance to happen in March just proves my point. March has always been and will always be madness in the NBA. What about Shaquille O'Neal, for example? His career high in points was 61 points on March 6, 2000, actually his 28th birthday, against the Los Angeles Clippers. In this game, he shot 24 for 35, almost 69% from the field, and he's the only player to score over 60 points on his birthday. It is actually reported that this performance came after the Clippers denied his request for free tickets for friends and family, but who knows if that's true. And finally, let's go even further back into history, looking at Larry Bird. During this game, he scored a career high 60 points on March 12, 1985 against the Atlanta Hawks. He shot 22 of 36 from the floor and 15 of 16 from the free throw line, which was actually a new Boston Celtics record at the time, just like how Bam Adebayo just broke the free throw record. So whether it was 1985 for Larry Bird, 1990 for Michael Jordan, 2026 for Bam Adebayo, or even 2022 for a multitude of players, March was the month when the most random madness happened, just like it happens in March Madness. If you watched this video so far, then you must have liked this video, so be sure to leave a like, comment down below whether you think March Madness actually does happen in the NBA, and subscribe for more videos like this.